The Prime Minister announcing plans to grow the skilled labor force through BTTI. The Police Commissioner speaks on the subject of justifiable force when it comes to law enforcement. Taxi drivers threaten to shut down the airport and the Paradise Island Bridge if their issues with livery drivers are not met. And a young teen killed in a car accident on Grand Bahama. This is your Jcn Evening News. I'm Jcn Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. During his speech at the recent Progressive Liberal Party Central Link-Up at Windsor Park, Prime Minister Philip Davis announced that he had met with officials to begin plans for a new campus for the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, BTTI. He said the construction industry is booming, but Bahamians need to be further trained to be able to fully take advantage of the opportunities in the construction industry. On Monday, he revealed that a location for the new BTTI campus has been secured.
I am proud to announce today that the government has granted land for a new BTTI campus. This decision is about equipping Bahamians with the skills they need to succeed right now in industries that are booming. From electricians and air-conditioning technicians to welders and masons, we are seeing rising demand across the archipelago and in these trades. And we will not allow that demand to be met elsewhere while our people are overlooked. The new BTTI campus is a down payment on fairness. It is part of our broader push to train more Bahamians faster and better.
As there has been a need in recent times to approve a large number of work permits for foreign labor due to the construction boom, the Prime Minister says the goal is to increase the number of Bahamian skilled laborers and reduce the need to import workers in the future.
The government I lead is not going to accept the idea that there aren't enough trained Bahamians. We don't write people off, we bring them in. We are investing in closing the skills gap. We are expanding apprenticeships. We are paying young people to learn trades. And we are working closely with the Department of Labor and Immigration to make sure that if a job is here in the Bahamas, it is filled by someone from the Bahamas.
Exactly where the new BTTI campus will be located was not revealed. However, a satellite view of the current campus on Old Trail Road shows that there is no land available in the immediate area aside from the industrial park across the street from BTTI. On Monday, we reported a police who could possibly face murder charges after a coroner's court ruled that the shooting of 27-year-old Dino Bain on December 3, 2023 on Dean Street in Bainstown was indeed a murder, as he did not have a weapon when he was shot by the police officer in question. In addition to several other cases in recent times where the coroner's court ruled unjustifiable homicide against a police officer. On Monday, Commissioner of Police Jcn News was asked if she feels the recent rulings could erode public trust in the police force.
I believe what it will do now is cause us to understand the importance of justifiable force and harm, for us to change our mindset, our thinking when dealing with those people we meet in our communities, so that we can have a second look, and sometimes a second look could be very dangerous for an officer. Again, there are times when you cannot take a second look because it's between your life and someone else's life. We will not encourage officers to abuse their power, but we encourage them to understand the justifiable force and harm policy.
In the United States, some law enforcement agencies use tasers and rubber bullets. The police commissioner said she is open to consider introducing similar methods here in the Bahamas.
It also causes us now to look at probably finding ways that we can have non-lethal weapons a part of our arsenal. That is something I'm looking at. I do know that I've started the process already, and I will be speaking with our minister a little further on about that. Police
Commissioner Jcn News. In recent times, there has been physical altercations at the Lynden Pinley International Airport between taxi and livery drivers as individuals from the two groups working in the same sector battle for clients. Taxi drivers are saying the luxury car drivers are encroaching on their space and taking clients from them, ultimately taking money out of their pockets. On Monday evening at the BCPOU Hall on Farrington Road, the taxi cab union, now under the umbrella of the Trade Union Congress, threatened industrial action if the government, the cruise port, and hotel authorities do not make things right. Here is Taxi Union President Tyrone Butler.
It's been an ongoing issue long before I became president. This is something that we've grappled with for the past maybe 20 years, I would say, or more. And any number of ministers in the past, different administrations, this was brought to their attention and seemingly nobody wants to address it. Well, the next step is to get advice from our Congress leader, Mr. Ferguson, and look at what are the best options. We believe that we are out of options in terms of negotiating with these various stakeholders. We've tried any number of dialogue, whether it was NAD at Atlantis, even with the minister and road traffic, but we just don't seem to be able to get to a good place where we can operate without this impediment of livery drivers hustling away jobs from the taxi drivers.
Butler says members of the taxi union have reached their limits and they are willing to do whatever it takes to have their concerns addressed, including using their vehicles to block access to the Lynden Pinley International Airport and the Paradise Island Bridge. Meanwhile, Tory Austin, president of the Bahamas Livery Drivers Union, said he is disappointed in the actions by the taxi union, noting that they have tried to reach an agreement with the taxi drivers who walked away from the negotiating table. He said livery drivers operate on a call-up system organized by the Nassau Airport Development Company, which allows them to provide travelers with an option between the ordinary taxis and the luxury vehicles. He said livery drivers do not intrude into the business of taxi drivers. As for the threat of shutting down the airport and the Paradise Island bridges, Austin said it would hurt the tourism industry and give the Bahamas a black eye. A 13-year-old boy died on Monday and 2 males hospitalized after a traffic accident that occurred on the Warren J. Lavarity Highway on Grand Bahama shortly after 11:30 a.m. yesterday. Police say a black Chevy Impala was traveling east on the Warren J. Lavarity Highway with 2 occupants when the driver attempted to overtake another vehicle but collided head-on with a Freightliner truck that was headed in the opposite direction. Both vehicles were extensively damaged. The Freightliner truck became engulfed in flames, in fact. The 2 male drivers, as well as the boy who was in the Impala, were rushed to the Rand Memorial Hospital with severe injuries. However, the male, he died in hospital later. The 2 drivers were last listed in stable condition. This accident follows an accident that happened in Freeport on Sunday that killed 2 adult males. There are now 49 traffic fatalities this year compared to 41 by August 18th last year, when a motorcyclist was also killed on the streets of Grand Bahama on August 18th, 2024, after colliding with a vehicle. And finally, in this segment, while the FNM has postponed its highly anticipated Eastern Zone meeting scheduled for tonight due to potential threats from Hurricane Erin, the party's shadow minister of finance, Kwesi Thompson, criticizing the government and accusing the Davis administration of engaging in secrecy when it comes to the nation's fiscal matters. He also accused the government of fiscal mismanagement, and irresponsible spending. Thompson cited details shared in the government's fiscal strategy report and annual budget report as the basis for his critiques. He also said the opposition will continue to demand answers and advocate for proper fiscal responsibility. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.